What is up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good day, good night, wherever you may be. Today I'm going to be removing the drive shaft on my particular model. It's aluminum, and I'm going to polish it. I think all the new Duramaxes come with aluminum drive shafts. I'm not 100% sure. This is a 7.5, 8, whatever you want to call it, and it came with it. So I'm assuming most of them did. It is an LTZ, so that might have something to do with it too. But I'm just going to be a little extra and just polish the drive shaft just because, I mean, why not? Pretty straightforward. Comes out, and there's just 4 bolts that you have to get. It takes a little finessing. As you can see, there's not much light. There's 4 bolts right there. There's 2 on this side, 2 on that side. And then, obviously the yoke's up there. It's pretty straightforward. They're 11mm. Use a little wrench. They're not on there very tight. I've never taken mine off before, and it was pretty easy. We'll get that out, and then I'll get it on the table, and we'll go from there. There she is. Took a little force. Used some PB blaster and a crowbar. It's on there. Like I said, this first time it's been removed. I did mark it, and the blue, just so I can put it back in the exact same spot. They do have these marked too. They got one there, one there. I'm gonna do a little test and see how far I'm gonna sand down. I mean, it's not too bad, but I want to do a 2-step polish. I don't want to do 3 steps. I mean, I like to use my orange and my yellow wheel, my airway. I don't really want to use my white, but we'll see how it goes. On my DA sander, I don't have 600 grit. It's hard to find in the stores, so I was gonna order like 100 or 50 a case of them. Where is it? It's just a cheap. This is a cheap Harbor Freight. I mean, not this, I think it was like 30 bucks. Then I use my 20%. You got to use that 20% discount. I have a 220, and I have 320 is all I could find in 5. At Menards, they had 6-inch hook and loop, but it was ridiculous. It was like 15 bucks for like 5 of them or something stupid. I'm like, what the hell? When you can go on like Amazon or eBay, or like the polishing companies like Zephyr, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, and Renegade, they'll sell a 50-pack for 15 bucks. So I'm just gonna order them online, but I'm gonna try to get away with 220 and 400 or 320 or whatever. And then I do have a loose leaf. I have some 500 and some 800. I might try that, but I'd like to use my DA sander for the whole thing. Because I'm not a professional by any means, so I might be doing some things wrong. It's whatever. Everyone has their own preferences of how to do things. Like I said, I'm going to start, I don't have 400, but I'm going to start with 320. I'm just going to do a test, and then I'm going to get my polisher. Always wear a mask. You can wear this. I use this for painting. I have it, or you can just use the traditional. I sanded at 320. There is some areas I might do 220. I'm going to do a test. Before I get started, I just bought a kit, and I forgot that the kit comes with the center plates, and they suck. If you do get one with a center plate, it's pretty easy to take out. It just goes like that, and these are around here, and you just flip them up, and it comes right out. And what you use, see, if you get these, the reason why you have a regular grinder, you can only use one safety plate. You can't get both of them on there because the arbor shaft isn't long enough. They do sell extensions. They sell a two extension you can get on Renegade. I think it's like 24 bucks. Other ones that you found on eBay or Amazon, the shanks are too short. And like I said, you always recommend a safety flange. These are plastic, but they're high density. and I think they're just as strong as aluminum. I do have aluminum ones coming. I have the extension for this one, so this one can be farther out. This is going to be my final polishing one, because you can adjust the speed. Because on the white ones, I think they only recommend like 1800 RPMs, and these I do 6000. Or if you have a regular grinder, 3500, whatever. But I like not to use this. I like to just use these two and these. No, actually, the yellow orange, that's the strongest or the stiffest. I don't like using a rake, especially on that one, because it takes away the firmness of it. And since that's the cut pad, you don't want that to get soft. I'll be using the yellow pad with the brown, and then I'll use the green with the purple. Shout out to DC Super Shine. He's awesome. If you don't know who he is, check him out on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. But I forgot the orientation is flat, and I know I did a little testing yesterday, and I thought I had it on wrong. So he displayed in his video that he flips his like this, so it goes with it. He uses the nut supplied with Zephyr, but I don't know if I'm going to. I kind of like the original, but because I just use my tool, so I'm not gonna use that. I might eventually, but I'm gonna use this one for now. All right, let's get started. Dog, all she wants to do is play. Take a 5-10 minute break. Looks are deceiving. It looks like it's warm out, or here, you'll see. What are you doing? It's too cold to play. Aw, you missed it. It's cold. Okay, maybe it's not 10 degrees. It might be like 20. But it's cold. And my heaters broken. I got 3 heaters broken. It sucks. I need to get heating in this thing. Maybe eventually. But in the meanwhile, I gotta play Frisbee. Then we'll get back to polishing. Alright, I didn't film much of that. A lot of hard work. My fingers are killing. I am going to do a final step. I am going to use the white. It's dirty now, but I will show you what it looks like. Came out pretty good. I definitely could have sanded it down to 180. I should have done 180 instead of just doing the 320. There's so many rock chips I didn't even think about. Like I said, I'm not trying to be like a show quality, like if you go to a show and they have mirrors underneath their car. I'm not trying to do that. I just wanted to do something fun, something different, and I think it came out pretty good. Alright, it's a new day. Yesterday, the freaking polishing killed me. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finish tomorrow. And then I thought it was gonna be easy, but I ended up breaking one of these thingies. It's the bottom right there. So I think I'm going to replace the U-joint. I went to O'Reilly's. I got one for, I don't know, like $15. It's a grease spool one too. Yeah, I got lucky because I brought one of those ends. There's two different ones. One of right here. One's like 1.8 and one's 1.3, and mine's 1.3. So I'm glad I brought that, and they measured. So, and I got there. I can't believe I don't have this tool. It's probably what I'm going to buy next. It's a ball joint, U-joint tool. I rented it from them. I'm eventually gonna buy it. You can get one on online on Amazon for like 29 bucks. That's what I'm gonna do because I plan on doing the lower control arms, get them powder coated. So I will need a press like that. I'm gonna take these clips out, and then I'm gonna use that press, and hopefully everything goes smooth. This is the one that's broken. Should have done this before I polished it, but hey, I didn't plan on taking. There's nothing wrong. There's no play. There's no noise. So that's kind of a bummer. I thought about in that kit came with a spare clip. I thought about just put it on there and call it a day, but oh well. Little update. I got the U-joint off. That was a cunt. I think I have too small of an impact. You need a pneumatic impact to get that because this slot is not big enough for one of these to pass through. The ends of the U-joint. I ended up cutting it and then it came right out. It's pretty easy after that. And I just have sanded it. I used 180. It went all the way to 600, and then I got to polish that. Used a flap wheel and a brush to clean up. I think that's a yoke as well. It's just, I mean, it's just temporarily because I'm going to eventually get it powder coated. It's just some Ryley liner, whatever you want to call it. Did the U-joint as well. Probably overkill, but oh well. At least it won't be rusting. I mean, we'll see how long it lasts. It's got to polish that, put the U-joint in. You press one side, so I press the bottom. You take two of these off. Got one pressed in with the tool, then you grab the other one. I put some anti-seize, it's the copper kind, just to lube it up a little bit, and I used a pick. There's just the little, where you put the clip in. I just used a pick to clean that out, and I actually deburred it with some sandpaper and a carbide bit to make it real smooth in there. It should go in pretty easy. I mean, these are a pain in the ass to get out. When you put them back in, when you put a little grease, I mean, you can do it. It's hard to do with one hand, but I mean, easy. When you get to the bottom, you have to use your ratchet or breaker bar or your impact. But just to start it, I can do it by hand. You can see there's a little lip right there for the ring to go in. And put both rings on and you're done. I used a pair of 90-degree needle nose to get the little ring in. These work amazing. Alright, I'm about ready to put it in. I'm just going to lube this yoke a little bit with some trans fluid. In my particular case, this goes into the transfer case. That kind of rhymed. Ooh yeah, stroker. Alrighty, now she's ready to go back in. So, got her up there. Where the weight is, that's exactly where it was when I took it off. It was just a little misaligned, so what I did is I chalked the front and I put it in neutral, and I just barely moved it and it went right into place. Now, just got to put those bolts on, tighten them down, and then I'm going to do the final clean on it. Alright, well, I'm done now. Got most of the lights off, so it's hard to see it, but it's up there. Yeah, you probably can't even see it. Words of advice. If you're replacing the U-joint, or if you're polishing, start with 180, and then move up to 400 or you can go to 600. Also, if you are going to do the U-joint, do the U-joint, take the U-joint out, then polish inside the U-joint, then put the new one in, and then polish the rest of it, because that was a nightmare, because I ended up scratching the crap out of it, and I had to repolish things, so that was not fun. Make sure you jack it up, obviously, and I ended up doing marks in the beginning, but I ended up just going off the wheel weights where they were. I don't even know if it matters. The truck in neutral, and then I just rotated it a little bit. The U-joint, like I said, was a nightmare. Be prepared to use a grinder, or if you have a really heavy impact, pneumatic impact, then you should be fine. But that tool does help a lot. But that's it for this one. I will see you guys on the next one.